it's Amy and welcome back to my channel and another 30-day challenge. I apologize if I'm looking slightly less than human right now. I just got home from work, like haven't even taken my shoes off yet. I walked home and it's 43 degrees Celsius outside right now. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. That is the temperature of the outside world. It's 43 degrees Celsius. I didn't even take my cardigan off while I was walking. I don't know why I made that choice, but all I want to do right now is finish this intro so I can go and shower twice. But anyway, it's time for another 30-day challenge. Like I said, if you guys watched last month's 30-day challenge, you might have noticed it wasn't a huge success. Okay guys, so the 30 days are up and I'm here to report back on what was, quite frankly, a failure. But I'm confident that I can do better this month, and I hope that I do, because I feel like this challenge is going to be good for my soul, and I just feel like my soul is in need of a little bit of a massage right now. Soul massage. It needs a bit of a something. I need a bit of a pick-me-up and a lift, and I think this is going to do it. Here's a little bit of background information. I am the kind of person who just hangs on to everything. I find it very difficult to let things go, and in particular I find it really difficult to forgive myself. Oftentimes I wake up in the middle of the night and then all of a sudden I'm plagued. It's like, you know, the Christmas Carol where there are those ghosts roaming the streets in the night and they're all wailing. I have that, but with memories of things that I've done wrong or ways that I've hurt people, and they just all come like swimming around my head, and it's horrible. It's not a good time. Most of them are completely irrelevant, random things that happened about 20 years ago that weren't a big deal in the first place, but I still just feel very terribly about it. I'm sure I'm not the only one who gets this, right? It's not just me. I don't know. I hold on to guilt. I'm like a sponge for guilt. And I just feel like if you're trying to live your best life, which you guys know, that's what I'm all about. I'm always trying to find ways to be like more productive, happier, spiritually healthier. And I feel like if you're weighed down by guilt, you're never really gonna get there, you know? It's too much baggage pulling you back. So the idea behind this challenge is that I'm going to make a list of 30 of the things that I feel guilty about. I'm laughing because I know I probably have 7,000 or 8,000 things I could think of, but I'm gonna make a list of 30 of those things, and every day I'm going to work my way through the list and apologize to someone that I have wronged in some way. I don't think I've ever really wronged someone in a big, dramatic, life-shattering way. I don't think I've done that. I hope I haven't. So most of these are going to be, like I said, really small, insignificant things that the people I'm apologizing to probably have no recollection of. But I know it's going to make me feel better. It's going to be like a weight is lifted, or at least that's what I'm hoping. And hopefully it will make the people I'm apologizing to feel better too, even if they had no idea that this occurrence ever took place. So I guess this is going to be like the 30 days of apologies challenge. That's a terrible name. Like, that does not roll off the tongue. I'm gonna try and think of something a little catchier. We'll see how it goes over the course of the month. But I'm gonna get started on my list tonight and start throwing out those apologies. I need to shower like I stink. So I'm gonna wrap this intro up real quick so that I can do that. So I finished my list of 30 apologies, and that was actually a lot harder than I expected it to be. The first 12 were just like bam, bam, bam. I knew exactly who I wanted to apologize to and what for. But then once I got to 12, I kind of got a little bit stuck. And it really took me a while to think of the like second half of the list. And obviously I feel guilty about all of these things. That's the point of this exercise. But some of them are a little bit more trivial than others. So for instance, one of them is that I wasn't more supportive of a friend's relationship with her boyfriend, which I feel like is quite a a serious one. And then I also have that I ate my dad's chips this one time. I feel really bad about it. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I hold on to everything. I'm optimistic about this. Let's see. Hey guys, I'm back with the results of the 30-day apology challenge, and the first thing to note is that no, I did not think of a better title for this video. The second thing to note is it is like a cave in this room. Welcome back to my parents' house. If you guys have been subscribed to this channel for a while, then this will be like a throwback for you, because I'm back in my old room where I used to live, and literally I think every video I ever made for the first 4 years would start with me apologizing for the lighting, because this room, it's like a black hole. Light comes in and disappears. It just is, and I'm not gonna start a whole rant about it, but I kind of just did. So, okay. So, the 30-day apology challenge, if that's what you want to call it, is done. And I do want to add a little bit of note before I go into the results and how I feel having done it. Because remember when I was sitting down and making the list of all the things I wanted to apologize for? Well, I got to the first, I think the first like 13 or 14, and then I really started to struggle to think of things. I think in my head, I was like, I have so many things that I feel guilty about and so many things that I want to apologize for. But when it actually came to writing out that list, I realized that it just seemed like a lot more in my head, but there wasn't actually that much that I could write down. I ended up kind of throwing together at the end some things that, not that I wasn't sorry for, they were things that I was sorry for, but things that I'd already apologized for and moved past. So when I actually got into doing the challenge, I just crossed all of those things out, and I was like, what is the point in me throwing these things in here just to get the nice round number of 30 days? Why not just take the things that have really been bothering me, and then I'll spread those out over 30 days instead. So how did the apology challenge go? Well, I think it went really well, and I feel like this is the challenge so far of the ones that I've done that I feel made the biggest impact on my mental health. Because like I said, these were not big things that I was apologizing for. I didn't hit anyone's dog with a car. I didn't stab anyone. You know, they were just small, kind of pretty ridiculous things in most instances, but they were things that just stuck with me because I guess I'm the kind of person who hangs on to guilt. This really taught me that I do that unnecessarily. What became apparent really quickly within the first 3 apologies I made is that yes, okay, I knew that these things weren't a big deal, but when I was reaching out and apologizing to people, they treated me like I was insane, because they were just telling me, like, these things are not important. I don't care about this thing. I don't remember this thing. Why are you apologizing? Why do you feel guilty for this? And it really helped to put my feelings of guilt, of which I have many, and kind of self-doubt, which I feel like those two things for me are quite intertwined. And it really forced me to kind of analyze those feelings and realize there's not really a place for them. They're unnecessary. I can stop beating myself up about things. I can just learn to let things go. And that really lifted a weight off my shoulders. Obviously, if there had been things on my list that were a little bit more serious, like really unresolved big issues, then this would have had a much greater impact, I'm sure. Like, I can imagine for people who, you know, relationships have broken down and you feel like you want to say sorry but you've never really gotten around to it. If you did a challenge like this and then you made up for things that had really had a big impact on your life, then obviously the results are going to be far greater. Because one thing I realized, even though again nothing I did was like hugely impactful for anyone, but everyone is just so willing to be apologized to. It's very rare that you find someone who doesn't want to have an apology, no matter what it's for, because people just like to know that you're acknowledging that potentially you hurt their feelings, and that makes people feel good because it helps them to know that you're thinking about them. So I think the main lessons that I've learned from this are A, don't hold on to things that aren't important. B, It's never too late to apologize for something. People are always open to listening to an apology, obviously depending on the circumstances. I don't know your life, but I would definitely encourage you all to take on a similar challenge to this. And again, it doesn't need to be like 30 days. It could just be that you write down a list of things that keep you up at night, things that you feel like you wish had played out differently and that you'd like to apologize for. Write those things down and make those apologies, because it really is like a weight has been lifted. And it's a good feeling. It feels really nice. I am traveling for the next 2 months, so we're going to put a bit of a pause on the 30-day challenges until I get back into a normal routine. But if you guys have any ideas for the 30-day challenges that I can try when I am like back into the swing of regular life, leave those ideas in the comments down below. I love to hear from you guys. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe, come and join me on Instagram, Facebook, all the places. I put the social into social media, except not really, because I'm usually asleep and not checking my apps. And until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see y'all soon.